All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 974 on this beautiful Wednesday evening. Oh my gosh, I know I blanked out today. I completely forgot what day it was. Brandy's like, I'm off to go get the kids because it's an early release day on Wednesday. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's like 2:00. She's like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, it's Wednesday. I'm telling you guys, I'm going through it or something. Like, I don't even know what day it is anymore. I think I blame it on football. We had football Thursday. I associate with Friday. I am completely lost. Um, Besides me losing track of the calendar, the guy that can't keep time, my name is Andy. But you're not here for me. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know, whether you're in Southern California or in Amsterdam right now. Shout out to Sianya all the way out in Amsterdam. So I think she's the farthest on tonight. I don't even know what time it is on.
I think she wins.
But we're going to do whatever it is that we can do to help you get that pass notice, even if you're at home or if you're away studying abroad in Amsterdam, not abroad, but abroad, two different things. If you're out there studying, it doesn't matter where you're at. So that way you can get that study going on. Apparently it's 7 in the morning.
That's
7 a.m. That's not bad. That's an early morning study session. So let's get this thing going. What, Brandy?
even on vacation.
Even on vacation, you can take Kona on the way. Kona to go?
Yeah.
Kona to go.
Kona to
All
go.
right. We use biodegradable cardboard. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways. All right. We're earth conscious.
Right.
All right. Anyways. Yeah, guys. Today was a day. I read this thing and it was about Kobe Bryant. You know, Kobe Bryant, if you don't know who that is, he was a basketball player, played for the Lakers, legendary. I think he's got he had like 6 rings.
At least.
Yeah, I think he had 6 championship rings.
Mhm.
I'm sorry if I missed one, and there's actually 7. I know there's going to be somebody in there going, actually. No, so he won a lot of championships. Let's just agree on that. Tragically lost him early in life.
Yes.
He was my generation's hero. I mean, he's exactly the same age as Brandy and I. And but that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I want to talk about is when he was in high school, when he was starting high school, believe it or not, even though we know him as the legendary Kobe Bryant and all this stuff, right? He grew up in a basketball family and he was, you know, pretty dang good, right?
Got recruited right out of high school.
You would think that everybody was like, oh my goodness, you should play basketball for a living. You're so amazing, right? No, he actually had a counselor pulled him in one day and said that you should give up on basketball. Basketball isn't going to be fruitful for you. It's not going to do something that you're going to be able to do. Chances are you're not going to make it. You should take your career elsewhere. Like you should focus your study on studies and things like that and not play basketball. That's shocking, right? That's shocking right now, right? That's like, whoa, like that person missed the mark. But did they? Now he says one of the most influential people was that counselor because there's a lot of people that come in your life that will say things to steer you away from what you want in your goals and your dreams. Now, you can choose between them having an effect on what your trajectory goes negatively or positively. He chose to use that as fuel to prove that person wrong and project him to where he went. That's what he used it for. Or what most people do is they end up using these kinds of things and being told stuff that, and even in their own inner thoughts, hey, maybe I can't do that. And then they don't. When you're going through the study journey, there are going to be people. There was people in Brandy's life who told her, oh my God, you guys, you don't even know. Before, once upon a time, Brandy was told that she wasn't very smart. She was a dreamer and she'll never be able to do anything that required any intelligence at all. She's kind of out there. She's a dreamer. That was actually something that was said that was negative, right? I saw that as a positive. I was like, I need that right? I need dreamers. Dreamers are great. It's just whether you wake up or not to make those things reality. But you always got to dream, I feel. And she could have used that as a negative, but ended up turning everything that went against her and turned it into a positive. We don't talk about our personal stuff here, guys, but there was a point where Brandy lost her kids in a custody battle, and because she was a dreamer and the other parent was, you know, the person with the steady job, blah blah blah, even though she was the one that put that person through school, she used that and said, you know what, I'm going to use this opportunity to figure out a way that I'm going to turn this all around. And she did. What we think are things working against us, they're working for you. Never, ever take something as a negative because you should just take it as a positive. Keep the silver lining, keep that positivity. There was a study done in Florida at a tennis academy back in the day, and they wanted to know what was the difference between the top 5% of their players versus the top 25% of their players that went off to go play professionally. They looked at all their players and they're like, is it the diet? They're all no. Is it the training? No. They're like, what is it? I mean, they go to the same academy, right? And they all go off or whatever. They don't. Why are these players so much better? What they found out was the winning difference was between the two sides of this, right? The 5% or the 25% is the top players. And it's ended up being so true in professional sports outside of this academy and the study, is the positive things they said to themselves after each time they played or after every time they hit the ball. They found that the top 5% players focused on themselves and said, you know what, that was a great shot, even if it was bad. They were like, okay, that could have been better, but that wasn't bad. It's almost close. I was great. They said positive things to themselves in their journey or while they were playing and their training. Positivity was huge in the top 5% of whether it was whatever it was. They always had a positive reinforcement for themselves. It wasn't anybody going behind them and saying, good job, great job. This is all personal mental growth, mental and toughness. The other side of it, the 25% or the people who weren't even in the top 25 were the opposite. They were harder on themselves. They were more negative about their training. They were more negative about their play. They were quote unquote the ones who were living in the realistic world. I'm not going to give myself a pat on the back when I did poorly. Look, nobody's asking you to give a pat on the back when you do poorly. You look at what you did right. You go, wow, that went really right. Okay, if I just get this next thing, I'm aces. That's the difference. That's still being in reality, but not necessarily negative. Do you understand the difference? Some of y'all take the way you take those quizzes and you go, well, that's horrible. That's negative. I didn't do this. I'm not getting this. I hate options. I hate math. I don't like the studying. I don't want to hear Brandy or Andy talk. I don't want to be on this every night. I don't want to do this every day. I don't The negativity they found when you do that really affects the outcome, because most of those players, most people, they quit. Because you know why? Nobody enjoys that. Even if it's self-induced, nobody enjoys that kind of talk. Nobody enjoys that kind of feeling. Nobody wants to stick with that. Your negative energy, the way you talk, the way you let things affect you, whether you're like Kobe Bryant or Brandy, right? It has an effect. You have to be more positive. You have to be more positive. If there's one thing I learned from Brandy, it was being more positive. Trust me, this lady, she went through some stuff. She was always had her moments, and then would be bounced up and then bounce back, and she would go, that's not going to affect me. I'm going to work around this, and this is going to work, and this is going to happen no matter what. I'm like, how? She's like, don't worry about it. It's going to happen. One way or another, you got to make it happen. And you got to keep the positive. Talk positively about yourself. Keep it a positive energy. Keep it positive for yourself. Don't have those negative thoughts. Don't have those negative vibes. You're only going to get negative results. Project yourself in the trajectory that you want to go. Use that as fuel. And don't let people decide where you're going to be going. You decide. You decide. And if you don't have that, join a community, be in the Kona family. That's what we're talking about. We give you guys the intangibles, the positive mental attitude, the PMA. Guys, it is so important to have that around you, not studying alone. A lot of times it's a lot harder to go to the gym if you're just relying on yourself and your own self-discipline to get there, right? But if you got a buddy, if you got a community, and that's what you guys all do, and you guys all work out and you guys do this and that together, guess what? You're probably going to be more involved, and you're probably going to be more willing to go to the gym. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with studying. If you got more people to study with, if you got people to bounce ideas off, if you got people to go, if you have like something positive to go to, like whether it's our live sessions, the Studying Brews, guys, it's just going to feed you more fuel to the fire, so that way you guys can get in there. We got the study guides. We got a 21-day plan. You can start the 21-day plan for whatever exam you're taking. The 65 has a 30 and 60 day, but it doesn't matter. We got a study plan for all that. We even have the Series 7. Kona Academy is coming into where we're going to do nothing but techniques. Guys, we're going to be finishing out content where we're going into techniques, exam mastery, applying everything that we learned, and we're going to be hitting that up. If you've been doing the 21-day plan and you're like, hey, I like that academy where you can go do that, guess what? If you're a member, you can go do that. You can just show up to those sessions. We don't discriminate. You already paid the fee. You can do whatever. Show up to those events. That's fine with us. In fact, if it helps you, do that. And I encourage you to, especially if you're in the 26, if you're in the 63, 65, it doesn't matter. All of it is exam mastery. All of it will help you out. We got all that going on. Instagram, Telegram. Check us out, 951-290-3077. Scan the QR code. Hit the links in the chat. If you're on YouTube, scan the QR code and join up, subscribe, and tell a friend and help them out on their studying journey. We got the schedule tomorrow. We got the academy. We have that starting off at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. I'm not sure on the topic. 65 accounts apparently in the SIE and accounts. And 65, what do we have?
Oh, we're going to take a live quiz.
Ooh, live quiz, Series 65. That's going to be fun. And then, of course, small group tutoring for all those that are registered. Show up.
Yeah.
That's how we're ending it. If you're not following us on Instagram, I wish you would. I tell you what, when they let me know, and they send me a pass notice, or their upline sends me a pass notice. In this case, I add another one to the Kona Hall of Fame because we got passer. Yes, we do. We go to passer. Congratulations to Tiffany Robinson on passing the Series 63, fully licensed, fully licensed, and her husband passed too. Got the SIE. I guess apparently both of them blew through all the 3 exams because they said this is a system that they could do, and it just like it was nothing but a peanut to them. So if you don't know where that's from, it's Ronnie Coleman. But what did they have to say? It said Kona's method was extremely helpful. I took the SIE 2 times, and using this method, I was able to pass my test. I guess she took it 2 times before us using the other cram sessions, whatnot. This one she used us, and then that was it. Exhausting the Q bank allowed me to assess myself for all questions that could be asked on the test. The 10-question drills were not overwhelming. It was effective. My husband passed his exam using Kona's methods as well. Congratulations on getting this done. Thank you to Sean Neese, who was one of our students out there in Mississippi, getting all his base shop. This is like 2, I guess that would be 2 of the 19 that just recently passed all the exams using Kona. Wow. he made a little bit of a suggestion to us, and we'll be releasing that soon. It'll be the quick 21 day, and so we're gonna.
Aiming for tomorrow.
What's that?
Aiming for tomorrow.
Okay. That should be out tomorrow, but that's what he used. And he's like, and it works. And they just blow through all the stuff. He's like, to be honest with you, Series 6 63 was a lot easier once you use the Kona on the SIE, and you just realize that you're just learning the key words. In fact, one person I guess in the group said, "Hey, well, why don't we use I won't use their name. They're all, why don't we use the Snaplin and just do what Brandy does?" And there he was like, "No, because it's the whole point of way that she breaks down the content. It's key words. That's what teaches you the system and how you break down these quizzes and how you drill down and how you get through it and how you read it. It's the only one that shows you how to use your information on exam questions." And they're like, "All right." And guess what? Pass notice.
Yep.
Pass notice. 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 Guys, can't tell you enough. It's a system. It's a process. Learn the system, learn the process, don't overcomplicate it, and you too can get a pass notice. Congratulations to Tiffany Robinson getting that Series 63. Just got promoted to RVP, going for the 26. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Isn't that awesome? All right, let's get it on. We're going to do the test taking techniques Tuesday. And tonight of all nights, we are going to have fun with this. Test taking techniques, not on a Tuesday.
No.
It is a Wednesday.
Yes.
As Joanna said, Wisdom Wednesday.
Yes.
Joanna's Wisdom Wednesday. I'm just going to call it Joanna's Wisdom Wednesday.
I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Tonight, we are going to do just like we did last night. We got rules. Rule number 1, you're not allowed to ask what exam did that question come from. It's irrelevant. It does not matter. You just look at the way Brandy does this. Just watch what she does. Look how the observations are made. Most of the time, no content is needed. A lot of times you can just see the answers because you're just applying that common knowledge, that life experience that you've been using all your life. Why tap that out? Why do you push on the content? I don't know why people do that.
I don't know either.
This makes it a lot easier. Use these techniques. It'll help you get these pass notices. So we're going to learn how to do that.
Yes.
Next, we got to practice. Just like Miss Robinson was talking, Tiffany Robinson was talking about. You got to do those 10 question drills. You got to do those 10 question drills. Do 10 questions, 10 minutes, 1 minute of thought, making it happen, learning the skill sets, learning the drills, and just putting another thing into your arsenal. And that's what we want you to do right after that. All right, you ready to go, Brandy?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
It's a lot of words on the screen. All right. Allowed if, pre-approved, permissible only, a possible violation, or permitted for oral communications.
Okay.
What?
So I see the only, but I also see permissible and permitted are almost the same. I don't know if that means anything.
Yes. And I'm going to say this. Okay. We're going to add a teeny bit of content, but it's not content. More so than common sense.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we already say we don't really like only. Andy's right. Permissible and permitted and allowed, actually the same, if you think about that. This does have an and it says possible violation, right? Now I'm going to say this, and this is where some of the, like, when you guys hear this stuff, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. Never is something allowed in a voice communication, but not written, right? Think about that. In this world, in a world that's highly regulated, that's not going to fly.
Sounds almost like that movie guy that did the trailers. In a world,
right?
Nothing's permitted.
Exactly. The other three, well, okay, the other two, A and C, probably sound good, right? Okay, so it says this. It says, Robert obtained a designation of a retirement specialist. Have you? Okay, listen. Has anybody ever heard of a retirement specialist? Have you ever heard? Think about this for a second. Let me see. Somebody advertising, somebody talking about that. I've never heard of retirement specialist. Yes. So, okay. So kind of keep that in mind, right? Okay. Pays $300 membership fee, maintains it via $100, by the way, annual renewal fee. His
Like
use,
a retainer.
yeah, his use of this designation when promoting himself may be viewed by FINRA, possible violation by FINRA and SEC.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you guys see what I'm doing there? I'm playing the may be viewed possible violation and the fact that we've never heard of retirement specialists.
So that's a little bit of common sense, but also if you guys just slowed it down and looked at the tape just like Brandy did, it's easier to see that, right?
Yeah.
But that and stuck out to me. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I probably would have leaned hard on that and answer, and then I would have seen if it was right. And I would have got it right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I just
I
said
know.
it backwards.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're the boss, after all.
All right. Semi-annually, monthly only. There's that only again. Annually or monthly and quarterly. There's that and again. Did I say that the first time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna look at the question. I don't know. I'm just gonna look at the question. This is a broker dealer that clears transactions and carries customer accounts is required to file a Focus 2. Now look at some of you are probably going, what the front door is a Focus 2.
All I know is an and. I'm looking for two things.
There's the and, there's the and if you're carrying customer accounts, I think I want any report monthly
Yeah.
and quarterly.
Yes.
That's yes.
As often as possibly, not twice a year, not once a year, and definitely I think monthly only is a little weird.
Yeah, and you can almost use that as a technique. The fact that B says monthly only and then D says monthly and quarterly.
Right. But let's be honest, the and was the huge keyword.
Yeah, and I could tell you honestly, that's pure technique.
I didn't even read it. I didn't look at anything. I was just like and.
Yeah.
Two things.
Yeah.
Answer it. Layup.
Investment advisor. Transfer agent, sponsor, custodian. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys after I reveal the question.
Am I the only one that thinks a custodian? I think of Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah.
That's a joke for some people that know old cartoons.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Only you pay. Compensation. Compensation to each. Look, comp to each of the following would be considered an expense of the mutual fund, except. Now, I didn't even read this part.
That's what sponsor.
I just literally went like this, an expense of a mutual fund, except I'm going sponsor because I think of sponsors as somebody who gives the money,
right?
Because they're sponsoring.
Right. Why? What? I just gave you all the money.
Yeah. Why is it an expense? Yeah. That's how I saw that. I think that's never mind.
You didn't watch Hong Kong Phooey?
No.
Wow. Hong Kong Phooey. All right. Go ahead.
Never mind. Well, we could talk about it in the after.
We'll talk about it after. I don't know what there's to talk about, but
I mean, nothing bad.
He's a custodian.
It was just the running sound they made in the old cartoons?
Oh, yeah, that was in there.
God on my nerves.
Oh, that was in there.
Okay. So there's a lot of letters. There's a lot of words on the screen. And I'm going to just use Andy's technique. It's the only one that has numbers in it.
Yeah. D. Oh, you're supposed to know the question now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's some people on here that have an itch they can't scratch until they see it.
All of the following stop. All of the following statements concerning the capitalization of a management company are true, except.
That's it.
That's it. That's just numbers. I didn't even read that one. Okay. So I have the registered principal involved, the Office of Supervisory Jurisdiction, the registered representative involved, and FINRA. Now, okay, so I looked at this. Principal involved, supervisor, Office of Supervisor.
Do you know what's funny is I would probably do this. I mean, I know you're going through it, but I probably would have picked D just if I was doing a drill. If I was doing the 10-minute flash quiz after this, that everybody's supposed to do, I'd pick FINRA and just see if I'm right.
So this is what I did. Because you're close, but this is what I did. So I looked over here and it said a written record of individual complaints. And I said, oh, that's the supervisor.
Got it.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
But you're right.
If I was doing a drill by myself.
Yeah. I guess I always, out of habit now, do a quick look at least at the question.
This is a question that can be answered if you ever worked anywhere. Who has all the complaints? The supervisor.
The supervisor.
They got all the complaints about the personnel. Who's got to do your, hey, can you sit down for a minute, Tim? We had a couple customers talk about the fact that you didn't button your top button all month, and we got to talk about that. Yeah, that's a supervisor.
That is a supervisor. But yeah, totally. Political risk, same day substitutions. What the heck is that? Switching, breakpoint sales. Okay, so political risk is going to have something to do with government. Yes, right? Political government. Same day substitutions. Is it like, can I get guacamole instead of sour cream?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah. And then it's a steak. Can I get shrimp?
Yeah, like
no.
Exactly. So, switching or substitute menu items. You know how it says, we'll charge extra for substitutions.
Yeah.
I am that person though. Instead of meat in my tacos, can I get beans?
Yeah, those people make people quit.
Yeah. Switching is obviously changing, right? I'm changing, right?
Yeah.
And then a breakpoint sale, breakpoints, I don't know if you guys know this, are called quantity discounts.
Right. It's like Costco.
Yeah.
You know,
the more you buy, the cheaper it gets.
A gallon of mayonnaise costs about the same at the store if you got a quart.
Right, exactly. So that's okay. So when we look at this question, guys, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Government substituting out something, changing something, quantity discount. Okay, ready? Boom. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, that's okay. During a principal review of customer accounts, you notice that one of your firm's clients liquidated her holdings of Acme Blue Chip Group, blah, 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 and the Acme blah, blah, blah. The entire proceeds were invested into 3 different growth funds distributed by Beta. So I went from Acme to Beta. I went from Acme to Beta. That sounds like a change to me.
Boom. Went from burrito to taco.
Exactly. So I want to say something real quick. You know how I don't usually reveal the test that these came from?
Yeah.
It's all Series 26.
All Series 26.
Mm-hmm.
You SIE people are going, what?
All 26. And we're still applying the same surface level keywords and common sense.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It don't matter what it is. It's going to be the same. Guys, look at what's on the screen, but don't look what's on the screen.
Yeah.
Don't overread it.
Oh, man.
Look for the easy layups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, some of those questions, look, could have taken us like 0.5 seconds. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is just kind of look at the keywords. Don't be afraid. Just like the one I did where I was like, I would have probably got FINRA because I would have just went with it, right? I know Tim said it. And then I said, oh, okay, that's not it. But I would have had fun doing it because I would have been like, all right, I'm just kind of keeping that same vibe where I'm just doing that quick fire. Sometimes it works out. And then guess what? If it's not, you go, oh, yeah, I can see that now. I didn't read the question. That's easy, supervisor. Because, okay. Yeah, that's how you work it, guys. That's a drill. That's a skill set. That's how you learn how to do this stuff. But most importantly, keep it positive, keep it fun, keep it consistent, and just get it done.
Yeah.
We'll have a full day for the members tomorrow. Remember, Academy 65 small group tutoring. We'll be back for the Studying Brew, same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep the positive mental attitude. PMA. Have a good night.
Thank you, everyone, for being on. We super, super appreciate you. Practice the test taking techniques in your next quizzes. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great one.
Tell a friend, let a friend know about us.